Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Plan B podcast with myself, Dr. Fuckboy, because I'm a doctor now, and Mrs. Cockmonster over here.
Also known as Yes Sir, Daddy Sir.
A couple minutes ago was Disgusting Whore. Which one is it?
That's true. I was a disgusting whore.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I still am.
I want to know who the fuck Clint is, because every fucking screenshot you sent today, Clint's at the top. Clint's an eager fellow.
Oh, brother. That's my brother.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, okay, good. That would have been an awkward introduction. Let's talk about Clint. No?
Anyway.
Oh. All right, for starters, did you open that DM? Because, please tell me you opened it.
I completely forgot. I can try and find it.
Fucking
but it's probably
bitch.
buried in my DMs by now.
You bitch.
Do you still have the screenshot? If you could tell me what her name is, I could probably. Can you search in your DMs for a person?
Yeah. They delete after 30 days or some shit like that. Didn't you send it? Oh, you send it in our text. It's not like you sending me nudes and shit. You should be able to find it pretty easily. Send me nudes. Send me nudes, goddammit. Send me nudes.
Wait. Oh, it's right there. Okay. I see it. I'll look. I'll respond. I don't know what I'm going to say, but...
Please do. Please. I feel like we can make a series out of that. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was actually fun. I actually, did stuff for once. I spent the weekend in the city, and I went bar hopping, and met some cool people. It was fun.
How cool?
Huh?
How cool?
How cool?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Is that where you met Clint?
No. Oh my God, no.
No, I saw the picture of you and your girlfriends on Facebook. Out and about doing things.
Yes, I was on the rooftop. I spent a lot of time on the rooftop.
Why did I feel like it was in front of the San Francisco Bridge, to be honest? I don't know why I feel like that's what it was.
No. I mean, no.
Is it weird to be like the hottest of all your friends?
Oh my God. I don't know if I can finish this episode with you today.
Do you think they listen? Do they listen to this?
What?
Do they listen to this?
Yeah.
Hi, ladies.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying y'all are ugly. I'm just saying she's prettier than y'all.
Oh my God. I can't. Let's just move on. Oh, there is one thing I do want to say. So when we went bar hopping, we ended up at this pretty ratchet place, pretty ghetto, not in a really good neighborhood. But it was a lot of fun. So we get in there and they're playing Bay Area rap music, which is what I listen to a lot of the time. So it was cool.
Too Short?
The crowd, huh?
Too Short?
Too Short, yeah.
I love
and
Too
Mr.
Short.
Fab and Mac Dre, all of them.
Oh, shit.
So the crowd, though, at this bar was very interesting. So it was either super white frat boys, with sweaters tied around their neck and chubbies.
What the fuck?
And so half of it was them, and then the other half was just super ghetto.
So it was either preppy white dudes or black dudes.
Well, there were black girls too, but but they're super ghetto, black people.
Were you the only? Were you the only white girl, or the white girls in there?
We were the only white girls. All the only other race that was in there was Asians, but they were mostly girls. There wasn't really Asian guys.
So all these women are hunting for black dick out that motherfucker.
So it was.
You were at the leader. You were the leader of that, weren't you?
No.
We all know. We all know you love your black dick.
But
we all know it.
So, anyway, it was really cool. Like, we were at a table, you know, like, sitting down, whatever.
Is that what you do at a table?
I was just, like, kind of watching people on the dance floor, and it was really, like, a cool experience to see those types of people all, like, literally everyone just getting along, like, dancing, singing the songs, like, there was no drama, there was no bar fights, like, there was nothing like that, and it was just so cool to see these, like, diverse people together getting along. Like, it was just really cool, you know?
To be honest,
the world we live in right now, I just thought it was really, really cool to see.
That honestly sounds like a lot like what DC is like. Like a lot like what DC is like, because DC is such a mixing pot of people from all over the fucking world. But let's be real, you were black dick hunting. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because somebody this week was like, somebody messaged me and was like, there's not a lot of black doms that like represent, you know, like the brand or whatever. You know, are there just not black doms? I'm like, absolutely there are. They absolutely follow. You know, I don't know who wears what, you know, pertaining to the brand. But I'm like, fuck yeah, there is. You know. So, real quickly, as we all know, you love black dick.
Okay.
Are you the dudes you fuck with are doms, I assume?
Not the black guys, no.
Really?
I feel like it's not super common. Like, I mean, I have numerous black dom followers for sure, but like the guys that
so do I
have, the black guys, yeah, that I have, they're not doms, no.
Huh.
If anything, the ones, they're like more scared to
hurt a little white girl. Like, I don't blame them.
Yeah, because they're like, if I piss you off, you're the white girl, I'm the black guy. I'm going.
I can't even blame them for that shit.
Like, and they've told me that straight up. Like, you're a white girl. Like, you could easily like put me away. Like, it doesn't matter.
Bitch, I ain't hitting you. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Exactly. So they're like not into it.
Yeah,
but there are black doms out there.
For
like,
sure.
I've seen them. I know them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a ton of them that follow me. So it's just funny that, like, it's funny that somebody would ask me that, because you really can't tell gender or race by what I post on Snapchat. Like,
yeah.
You know, so to assume that, I think was kind of dumb. Anyway, let's see. I've been having this debate on Snapchat today and I guess yesterday. There's an overwhelming amount of women out there that would rather be pissed on than spit on, that are grossed out by spit. I'm like, do you kiss people? Yeah, but spitting is gross. I'm not going to try and change their mind. I'd rather piss on them, to be quite honest.
You'd rather piss than spit too?
I mean, neither is done to me. I prefer to do both.
Well, I mean, for you to do to a girl, do you have a preference on what you'd rather do?
I think I'd rather piss on a bitch, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's so few women out there that'll let you piss on them. So when I find one, I'm like, yes!
That's surprising, though.
Gotcha, bitch!
You really, really like spit. Like, you're into spit,
Definitely.
So I'm surprised.
Definitely. I do. I spit in your face. I spit in your mouth. Spit in your fucking holes. I don't give a fuck.
I'm surprised that you would pick pissing over spitting. Just how much.
Because I feel like I can spit on anyone.
Okay, so it's just more special.
Man, chicks. I had this chick recently. First time coming to my house, she's sitting on my couch and she's, we're trying to, like getting acquainted or whatever, and she was like, I just, please spit in my mouth. I stood up, grabbed that bitch by the back of her fucking hair, spit right down her throat. Like, I do enjoy spitting in bitches' mouths and faces and all that shit for sure. I just think I found it really odd that so many women would rather be pissed on than to be spit on.
I am one of those women, personally. I would
real?
much rather be, yeah.
You don't like being spit on?
It's not that I don't like it, but if I had to, like, choose what I liked better or what I would rather have, it would be getting pissed on.
I'm going to tie you up and spit on you and piss all over you.
I mean, you could do that. You could do both.
I see you wearing one of my shirts tonight.
I was just thinking that. Yes, I am.
Yes, Daddy. Titty's looking real nice in that motherfucker.
What kind of shirt are you wearing?
This shirt says not Nate.
That's not your name.
No, I'm not Nate. I'm definitely not Nate. It's a shirt that the Handy J was selling. She briefly dated some guy. I don't know. I know the story, but to be honest with you, if it's not about me, I don't listen 100%. So, I know there's a story behind it, and I think he threatened to beat her up or something. Turned out to be this crazy fucking whack job, and threatened to beat her up and all this crazy shit. I'm assuming his name is Nate. So she made these shirts and was selling them through Teespring, but all the proceeds were going to battered women. So, just to show support, I bought one. I don't fucking know. And to let the public know that I'm not Nate. So
okay. What if your name is Nate?
Then I'd still wear the shirt.
Buy that shirt?
Well, that's a good question. I'm going to just say fuck Nate. How about that? We just leave it at that.
Okay.
So, you've seen my notes.
I did.
I really only had one, I think. No, wait.
The church girl.
The church girl.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the last week, this girl messaged me, had never messaged me before, I don't think, and she starts telling me, it started off with, if I showed it all to you, first of all, it would take you or I, with our finger, it would take the whole time to read everything that's gone back and forth between me and this girl. But she starts messaging me, and she's like, I'm married, and my sex life is horrible, I don't get laid, blah, blah, blah. But then she starts going into things and talking about how this dude, the guy has a job basically where, all right, let me back up. She was his first kiss, date, sex.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Was he her first?
No.
Okay.
No. Not very experienced, but not the first.
Okay.
Ends up marrying, and both come from very religious families. Crazy Christian families.
Okay.
And she ends up married to this guy. Literally goes from her parents' house to being married and living with this guy. Has never lived with anybody before, whatever. And she's, she starts telling me all this shit. And she's like, my sex life is horrible. And I just, like most married people, they just want to have sex. One does, one doesn't kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But she starts, running down all this shit about this dude. And it's very apparent that, he has no respect for her. He doesn't love her. He fucking is using her because his job, it behooves him for what he does. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I don't want to out anybody, but for what he does for a living, it looks better if he's married, has a family type of thing. Okay. And I'm trying to tell this girl, I'm like, look at what you're writing to me. Just look at what you're writing to me. The dude doesn't respect you. He's telling you he uses you. More or less, he's telling you, I need you around because it looks better for me, for my job, this, that, and the other. He's trying to pressure her to have kids. She doesn't even want kids. The chick is like, I feel like I'm missing out on my life, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah.
Are they younger?
She's 25. I don't know how old he is. I assume he's either the same age or a little older.
Okay.
But I'm reading all this shit, and I'm like, she's like, I can't get a divorce. My parents, they don't believe in that and blah, 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 blah. I swear, when you fucking intertwine religion into fucking, especially into family, like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. But I said, like, trying to talk sense into this girl, and, when you're trying to tell somebody the right thing to do, they never want to listen. That's why I fucking hate giving advice to people, because I'm wasting my fucking breath. But I feel like this could probably resonate with a lot of people out there. She's sitting there and she's like, you're saying a lot of things that my closest friends are saying, have said to me. First and foremost, if your closest friends, and I don't care who the fuck you are, whether it's a relationship, a marriage, whatever, if they're all telling you that this person is shit, it's not because they're jealous of you. It's not because of anything but the fact that the person is shit. You're just smiling like you've been told that before, and I'm sure you have, motherfucker. I am sure you have. Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I know, I can tell. I can fucking tell. But it's true. Like, you don't need to come to a stranger. You don't need a stranger to tell you this shit. You know this shit. They're your closest friends. And she's like, well, my parents and this. And she kept saying, like, I'm missing out. I feel like I'm missing out. And you are. You're missing out on your 20s. And you're either going to end up divorced later down the line or miserable the rest of your fucking life and regretting thinking, what if? The dude tells her she's a slut because she slept with less than 10 fucking people. Less than 10 people. You're a slut. What the fuck is that? You married this asshole. He's telling you you're a slut. He has no respect for you at all.
Oh my gosh.
And all you're doing is making excuses as to why you should stay with this piece of shit. As far as the parents thing goes, I'm going to say this. I was reading a book recently. I know, shocking, right?
You watch movies, you don't read books.
I prefer picture books, but this one actually had words. My finger was so tired at the end, it was a mess. But this dude is saying in this book, and I know a lot of people have thought this, I've definitely thought it, and this was a guy that has children. He was like, when you have kids, your kids don't owe you anything. Nothing. You decide to have those fucking kids. It's your responsibility to raise those kids, at least until they're 18, but they don't owe you shit. And I have to agree with that. Except in certain cases where, people didn't actually want to have the kid and the kid came. That's a whole slippery slope.
We don't need to get into that.
Yeah, we're not. We are not. So, but you don't owe your parents shit. To think that you would live a fucking miserable life that you fucking hate to please your parents. Listen, I can tell you right now, I don't give a fuck what my parents think about me. And I love my parents to death. Both of them. I love them to death. But their opinion doesn't matter to me. If it did, I would be miserable doing something that I didn't want to be doing. But I refuse to live my life like that.
Married to Leslie with AA Rune still?
Look, little AA Rune, he gonna be all right, man. He gonna be all right.
You need to take care of him. You chose this life.
Man, fuck him. I ain't paying shit. But you can't live your life for anybody but yourself. Your parents aren't going to make you happy. Your parents aren't going to pay your fucking bills. Your parents aren't going to be there when you need some fucking sex. And if they are, that's really fucking weird and you need some new parents. So live your fucking life for your goddamn self. Truthfully, live your fucking life for yourself. Your happiness lies in your own fucking hands. And if you're too stupid to see that, wake the fuck up. No, these people can't do shit for you. Love them unconditionally. That's all you got to do. Other than that, do whatever the fuck makes you happy. My mind was just so blown by the fact that this girl, just kept making excuses and just felt bad for this person and that person. Bitch, feel bad for yourself. Feel bad for your fucking self.
I feel attacked.
Wow, I feel like this is really resonating with you tonight.
Oh my god.
Care to speak about it?
This is an intense episode. I'm not ready for this. I'm crying.
Do you care to elaborate? Should we get Clint on the line?
No. Well, I just feel like ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to be happy for yourself and like your mental health to even just live in life. You need to be happy, and you need to surround yourself with people that care about you and are gonna, have your best interest in mind. And if you're not happy, which clearly she's not, based on the things that she told you, like, she has to change it, and ultimately she's the only one that can change it. So yeah, it's either you change it now or it's going to change later, or you're going to just be unhappy all the time. And ultimately listen to your gut 100% of the time, because it will not lie to you.
Or you get fucked.
If you think something is happening,
for sure,
literally in your gut, it's happening.
For sure. Your brain, your genitals, your heart, all that shit lies to you. Your gut doesn't lie, period. But I'm like, one of my favorite things to say to people is, if you don't like something, change it. Don't complain about it. I don't want to hear your complaints. I say this to my friends all the time. Because I'm such a good person to talk to about problems. Like, don't complain to me. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, fucking change it. I got a friend of mine, every time I talk to her, I'm so fat. I don't even disagree with her anymore. And she's not fat. I'm like, yeah, you're fat. You're fat. Shut up. No, look, you don't like it, change it. Change it. You're the only one that is in control of that. And this is going on for almost a week. She's still messaging me. And I said to the girl the other day, I said, listen, you need to go see a therapist. And I want you to take this all this messages, these messages between you and I, take that to a therapist and have a therapist read that shit. First of all, your therapist is going to be like, wow, is he a doctor? And you should be like, yeah, he's a doctor.
Is this doctor a narcissist? Oh, okay.
Amongst many other things, yes, he is. It's the best kind of doctor. He's very confident in himself. But no, like, honestly, like, have a therapist read this shit. They will tell you could have saved money because he was right. but yo, you're a fucking mess. So I just wanted to touch on that because clearly it resonated with you, and I'm sure it resonates with a lot of fucking people out there, unfortunately. So we can move on from that now.
Okay, I had just one thing, and it's stupid. But I just
Yay!
So, I am not tech savvy, and you're not really either. Mm-hmm. But I think you're more tech savvy than I am, which is kind of surprising because I
can use a GoPro.
Because you're older than me, and I'm a millennial, right?
You should know more. You should
I don't even know what generation I'm in, but I would think that I should know more.
Is that like another term for disgusting whore? If so, then yes, you're a millennial. Kill it, girl. Get it.
Well, anyway, you're going to make me forget what I was talking about.
Tech savvy shit, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So, yesterday, I found out there's you might already know, so I don't know. But there's a way you can look on your phone to see how you spend your time on your phone, like what apps and what stuff you do on your phone. And it tells you the percentage that you use that.
I did not know that. I would love to see what the percentage of me
Okay, so that's why I bring this up. Grab your phone, because we're going to go over what you do.
Okay.
Okay, so go to your settings. And then go down to battery.
Okay.
And then it's right there. It says last 24 hours, last 7 days. Do you see that?
I spend 8% on photos. That's weird. What does that even
What's
mean?
Your highest?
I'll give you a fucking guess.
Instagram?
It's actually not.
Twitter. Snapchat.
Snapchat, yeah.
Snapchat? Okay.
But I'm looking at the last 24 hours. Should I do
Okay, what about the last 7 days?
It's still Snapchat then. Because Snapchat is very time consuming. Instagram, you make a post, you close the fucking app, you keep moving. But Instagram is second with 14%. 3%.
How much is Snapchat? What percentage?
21.
Oh, okay. And then Instagram?
My home lock screen is 9%.
Okay. What's your messages?
7.
Oh, okay.
See if they're...
So you just Snapchat all day?
Apparently, 28% of the time.
Isn't that cool? I've been, like, comparing everybody's now that I know how to do it.
But it's funny, it says FaceTime 1%. I spend a lot of time on FaceTime, at least at night I do. So that's weird. I would think that would be higher.
I just got depressed because, like, I don't ever use my phone or ever, like, FaceTime. Like, it's literally 1%.
What is?
And 2%. I'm like, I don't talk to anybody. Like, no one gives a shit about me.
Clint does.
Oh my God.
And that's all that matters. Clint does.
Okay. But isn't that cool? I'm glad you didn't already know about it because I felt, like, really cool when I found that out.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. So cool.
I told you my thing was dumb, but I just wanted to do it.
So cool, man. So cool. It's fucking amazing.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's see. Where should we take this? Okay, let's start. I have a couple stories I want to tell. I guess we'll wait a little while longer for that. I made a post, like somebody had posted, it was some post about basically guys that are like, that's what it was. People took it from a meme that I made. Guys that are like, oh, I'm going to give you the best sex of your life, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, like hype themselves up, then they come in like 31 seconds, and then, it's a fucking rap or whatever. And all these girls are like, oh, yeah, guys do that shit all the time, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't do that shit. I'll tell you what I'm going to do to you. Just really to fuck with you and get you wet. I will tell you what I'll do to you beforehand. But I don't ever, be the best fuck of your life. Like, nah. Like, we all have off days. I am not trying to jinx my motherfucking self. Do you get this a lot?
I've had a lot of girls ask me. I actually had someone, I don't know if I screenshotted it, but she said...
what Clint say?
Like, if a guy, like... What'd you say?
I said, what did Clint say?
Oh, my God. Anyway.
Yes.
I forgot what I was saying.
Yes.
I'm really high right now, just so everybody knows.
Lucky you.
What'd you say? Or what did I say?
We're talking about men that, like, hype themselves up.
Oh, yeah. So a girl I get them all the time where they ask me, like, oh, a guy says he has a really big dick, and he's going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to be the best, and blah, blah, blah. Like, do you think it's legit? And I always say no, because in my experience, the guys that, like, talk a big game aren't anything, like, extraordinary. Like, they're not. And the guys that are kind of, like, humble, they don't say that they're bad, but they don't say, like, anything. They'll just be like, oh, like, I've never had any complaints or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, those guys are the ones that actually, like, come through. Those are the guys that have the big dick. Those are the guys that are, like, top on the list.
I used to tell chicks all the time that, like, I knew I was going to fuck. I'd be like, I got to be honest with you. Like, I have micro penis. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm sorry, but I just thought I should let you know before we move any further. And then I kiss them, and I put their hand on my hard dick. I swear to God, that was a move. I fucking made that move so many fucking times when I was younger.
Oh my gosh.
They'd always be like, ooh, let's go have sex. But no, like I don't do that. I'll tell you what I'll do to you, but I'm not like I ain't making no fucking guarantees. Like I'm good at what I do, and I got a good chance at making it successful with you. But I'm not jinxing myself. I had this chick, and she's actually still a really good friend of mine, and I want to get her on here. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but she came to see me. This is like almost 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. She comes to see me and she shows up and we're hanging out and, whatever. And she said something to me. She was like, I forget what she said, but she was like, you're like the authority on sex. I was like, what? She was like, like basically like giving me this praise that I didn't want and was like, it made me feel weird. And I said, listen, and she drove 4 hours to be there. Like, I'll be honest with you. Just because you said that, I'm going to fuck you, bust a fucking minute and a half nut, and be done. Just because you said that. Oh, my God. Like, I'm pretty confident I'm still one of the best ladies she's ever had, to be honest. But
yeah, I don't like
that kind of pressure. I
totally downplay myself. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe I shouldn't say that, but yeah, that's what I do. I'm like, I don't really know, like, oh, what's a blowjob? I've never heard of it.
It's where you wrap your anus around a fucking dick and blow.
Oh my God.
Blowjobs 2018. So yeah, I don't know. So I had an interesting little new experience over the weekend. And I'm trying to get GoPro to sponsor me for my sexual debauchery.
Oh my God.
So it'll pay for this fucking podcast.
How's that going for you?
I just contacted them today, so we'll see.
Oh, okay.
We'll see how it works out. I only asked them for like $500,000.
Oh, yeah. You'll get approved for sure.
I feel really confident about it. But I love my phone. So basically, I'm thinking I'm going to have to make like a segment if they agree to this, that every week we talk about this week's GoPro Ho. And
GoPro Ho!
And I love my GoPro, if you guys are listening. I love it a lot. It's fucking amazing. I really do love it. I've been videoing with cameras, with my phone for so long, I forgot how much I liked that, that other angle of, like a video camera or something, like from back in the day, because I'm old. So I love that, having that fucking point of view. Like, it's just so much hotter. I still do both at the same time, though.
Oh my gosh. Get multiple angles.
Yeah. All that shit.
You could just set them up around the room. Have
if they want to send me GoPro, if you guys want to send me like 3 or 4 more, I'm open to that. I am open. Or even send me a 360. We'll get the whole room at once. It's cool. But no, I was fucking this girl over the weekend, or last week, I don't remember. And I've got the GoPro set up. I'm in a hotel room. I got the GoPro set up on the dresser.
Tripod?
No, on the dresser, like right in front of the bed. And I've got her. I'm sitting on the bed. She's sitting in my lap facing the camera. And I'm fucking her and I'm like choking her out with a belt. And now I've made plenty of girls pass out from choking them. But this was a first because the position was so fucking different. Shout out to GoPro because he got me some good fucking footage, guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. This week's GoPro Ho loves you too. And I'm choking her the fuck out with the belt while I'm fucking her. Passes out. Completely goes limp. Like, damn near falls over. I catch her, obviously, and like smack her in the face, pull her back up, and keep fucking her. But that was the first for me, and it was fucking hot. It was hot as fuck. I'm just really glad that I caught that footage on my GoPro. So thanks, guys, over at GoPro. I'm using your equipment for exactly what it should be used for. Rough
sports.
Sexual sports. So let's get that sponsorship wrapped up.
Just like you always wrap it up in your sports.
Yeah, wrap it up with wrapping paper. Have you ever been choked till you passed out?
Yes.
Because this was like the first time for the chick. She was like, that's never happened before. I was like, yeah, the way you went limp like that. Like when you're choking somebody that's like laying under you, like you see their eyes close, but you don't actually see the whole body go limp. So seeing the whole body go limp, feeling the whole body go limp, and it was just a very different experience. I loved it. It was fucking amazing. Like,
so the first time you choked someone out, like, were you scared?
No, I don't give a fuck. I know I'm not crushing their windpipe, so, like, I know they're just, like, they're not dying. And she was, like, I could hear her, as soon as I let go of the belt, I could hear her breathing, so I knew she was fine.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't get scared about that. I was more scared about the anal hook and the girl from last week. From that shit. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I was like, man, I ain't going to jail for this shit. Fuck that. Let's see.
That was a crazy story.
Yo. So, remember the story I told you a couple weeks ago? I had to tell you off air because the girl wouldn't let me tell you. Or let me talk about it. Well, I finally convinced her to let me tell this story. And,
oh, really?
Yeah. And it's the perfect week to tell it because all over my fucking Snapchat today has been about girls getting shit like toys stuck in their ass. So fucking this girl a few weeks ago. Hold on. There was like some prerequisites of things I had to say if I was going to tell the story.
Oh, you have a script and everything?
She's an amazing person.
Wait, is that one of them?
Roughly. And this was very humiliating and traumatizing for her. And this one I can tell you. She's not into anal, so it's not like she has this gaping asshole. She's a very tiny girl. So, sexy little bitch. Anyway, so I'm fucking this girl all night, whatever. And at one point she gets on top of me. And this was just very much rough sex. It wasn't like BDSM or any of that shit. But she like reaches around to put a butt plug up her ass. You know, like one of the little metal ones. And she's like, help me get the plug in. And by the time I reached around to help her, I could already tell like the plug was on its way up her ass. Like the end of it was going up her ass. So I'm like, I jammed my fucking middle finger between her asshole and the fucking plug trying to stop it. And I'm like, yo, don't move. Like, don't move. And she's like, what? I'm like, don't fucking move. And I'm trying so hard to like pry it out with my finger, but the second my finger slipped, that motherfucker was gone. Right up her motherfucking ass. I gotta give her credit though. She kept riding dick for a few minutes before she even thought about it. Like, she knew it was gone, but she rode the dick for a little while and was like, all right, what am I supposed to do? I said, listen, you really only got like 3 options here. We can go to the store, we can get you a laxative or a fucking enema, and you can try to shit it out. You can go to the hospital and have them take it out. Or you can go dig it out yourself. I didn't even offer to dig it out. Like, I don't even know. Like, I was laughing so hard. I'm like,
I thought you were a doctor.
I wasn't a doctor at that point. I didn't become a doctor until a few days later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she just missed it.
Yeah. So, yo, I got to give her fucking props, though. She was like, hospital? I don't fucking think so. She was like, I'll be right back. No bullshit. It was less than 5 minutes. She came out with that fucking plug in her hand. I was like, God damn, girl. She was like, there was no way I was going to the hospital.
I would not want to go either. Yeah, I would be so embarrassed.
I respect
Even though it happens all the time, I'm sure.
Oh, all the time. All the fucking time. The amount of stories I've heard from nurses and doctors about things that people come in with, shoved up their fucking asses is crazy. Some people die from that shit. Yeah. It's rare. Don't get scared of butt things because I said this, but this one chick, she had told me one time that she went in, like she was a nurse, an ER nurse, and somebody came in, this dude came in with a fucking Nerf football shoved up his ass.
Oh my God.
First of all, touchdown. How the fuck you do that? How the fuck do you shove a Nerf football? I don't give a fuck if it's the mini Nerf football. I didn't get that impression. But how the fuck you get a Nerf football up your ass? Truthfully, by yourself. At that.
What were you doing?
That's like Richard Gere with his hamster back in the day. If anyone remembers that, probably not.
I don't think I'm old enough for that joke.
Shut up, bitch. No, but the guy died. The guy died from it.
Oh my God! Wow.
Can you imagine?
Don't be scared to do butt stuff though, because I've never gotten anything stuck up my ass, and I have things up there often.
I just want to know what the motherfucker that eulogized this motherfucker said. What the fuck? So, yeah, anyway, I'm glad she let me tell that story. Thank you for letting me tell that story. I'm thanking her, not you people. Fuckers. Anyway, so, yeah. I think that's all I got. You want to answer any of these fucking questions real quick?
Yeah, let's see. There was one I wanted to read, but I can't remember what it was.
The one, if a guy wants a male, female threesome, does that mean he might be gay? No. I've had many. My boys used to bang chicks out all the time together. It's not like we're crossing swords.
Okay, this is the one I think a lot of listeners would want to hear your answer on.
Oh, God.
It says, you guys talked about how a great blowjob sets a girl apart. But what makes for a great blowjob? Is it technique or enthusiasm?
It's definitely not enthusiasm. Because I feel like the girls that are enthusiastic about it give the worst blowjobs. They just like, just like want to get it done and like to think the faster and harder. Like, blowjobs, fast and hard is if I'm fucking your face. Not when you're sucking my dick. I think it's technique, but, I can't really elaborate on that because everybody's different. Everybody likes different shit. The same way, women like different amount of pressure or friction on their fucking clit when they're getting eaten out. Like, for me to tell you how I like my dick sucked, it's not going to do you any good. Ask the motherfucker whose dick you're sucking. You know what I mean? And if you want to suck my dick, message me. I'll tell you. There's a couple I wanted to answer real quick. Let's see. Somebody asked, how do you fuck? Like a fucking animal, bitch. Like a fucking animal. I devour what's in front of me. Somebody else with that.
Oh, there was another one. How to eat ass. How do you eat an ass?
Lick it, suck it. Try to get the taint and the asshole in your mouth at the same time while you're rubbing your tongue, vigorously against both of them. Like, it's a fucking hole. Like, there's not much you can do to it. I don't know if you've ever had your ass eaten. You should know how to eat ass. It goes for men and women both. It's not like it's different for a woman.
Do you think that we will ever video record our podcast? Maybe on a GoPro or something?
I like that. Yo, I like that. I like that. That was good. First time we have sex, which everybody wants to see. They're not going to, but it'll be recorded on a GoPro. Y'all hear us over there, right?
Oh, God.
Somebody said they just wanted to hear me say, I'm going to ruin your life. I guess I just said it. I'm going to ruin your fucking life. What I generally say, I'll be like, I will ruin your fucking life. And I mean it. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I'll destroy it. It's just fun. Somebody said, how often do you get rejected? I can't picture anybody being able to resist you. Blah, 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 blah. It happens. I think it's not often, and it hasn't happened for a while. It definitely happens, you know. People have a different conception of what they think I'm, you know, how old I am or what I look like or whatever. And then they, you know, a lot of people think I'm black, and I think that's a big shocker for a lot of people sometimes.
Wait, when they find out you're not black?
Yeah.
Really? That's weird.
They'd be like, you're not black? I'd be like, I am black, bitch. What are you talking about? I am half fucking Sicilian.
You're not black?
I am half Sicilian, motherfucker. I got working with some shit right here. And I want to read this one because I told this girl I would answer it. She DM'd and was like, do either of you have requirements about body size when you're fucking someone? I'm not strong and I have a tiny build, but I'm tall as fuck. She's like a fucking tree, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, this is a girl. Okay.
Yeah. And would only consider fucking someone physically taller and stronger than me. So I know they could do damage. Find it so weird when shorter guys talk about dominating or hurting me. Like how? Most get really aggressive when I turn them down based on height as well. Well, yeah, I'm sure they do. You know them little motherfuckers be mad as fuck. Shut up, bitch! I will get my step stool and I will smack you! Shut up! Yeah, you know little motherfuckers always mad about something. I get it if you want vanilla sex, but surely physically it's just not going to work if you want to dominate someone. So I actually opened the DM because I had to know how tall she was. And I asked her how tall she was, and she said she's 6 foot. And she's taller than me by an inch. And to this girl, you tall ass, sexy fucking cunt, I have this to say to you. You're an inch taller than me. I will fucking manhandle you like a fucking rag doll, throw you all around the fucking room, dominate the shit out of you, and make you apologize for being an inch taller than me. So there's your fucking answer, bitch. I'm so proud. You like how I end that? I'm like so proud of myself. I'm like,
that was a great answer. Great answer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Just kidding. It doesn't mean anything to me. Oh, somebody.
I mean, that's how I feel about, like, I don't really like guys that are shorter than me, which I'm not as tall as her. I'm like 5'7", but even, like, for a girl, a lot of the girls that I know, like, I'm taller than most of the girls I know. So a lot of guys are, like, my height or just, like, slightly taller than me. I prefer, like, 6 foot and above.
You should finger their vaginas. You should finger.
I mean, I'm not, like, completely, like, shut it down. Like, it's just not happening.
Ask them if you can play. Ask them if you can play with their pussy.
What?
I said, ask them if you can play with their pussy. All the short guys are going to unfollow me now. I don't mean it, little buddy. It's fine. It's cool. My brother's a short little fucker. God, I hope he doesn't listen to this.
I can't take, like, a dom. If he's just, like, vanilla sex, like, okay, maybe rough sex, cool. That's fine. But a dom cannot be younger than me. That's not happening.
Oh, yeah,
no way.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Younger, shorter, smaller. What if he had a really high-pitched voice?
I mean, well, we talked about voices. There was a guy that I was with.
Shut up, bitch!
had a weird voice. It wasn't that bad, but it was not like a deep, manly voice.
Like mine.
It was like...
You're supposed to say, yes, Daddy. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, like mine.
Oh, it was so deep, I didn't pick it up.
Oh, my God. I said, yes, Daddy, you dumb bitch. 2 fucking words.
Wait, I'm just supposed to say that?
You know what? The moment has passed. It's passed.
Okay.
Let's just move right the fuck along.
Okay.
No, let's wrap this up. We've been here long enough. Let's see. Next week, I think we're going to have Queens Over Bitches, who's a very close friend of mine, on. There's something I want to talk about that I won't get into now. It's probably not the most exciting thing to talk about, and I won't eat up the whole amount of time with it, but I have this platform and this voice, and I need to use it to my advantage in dealing with some bullshit. It basically has to do with the bullshit I've dealt with Instagram for the last couple of years. But like I said, I won't make it last all episode, and she's really fucking funny, and it should be good. Anyway. Let's wrap it up. I'm pretty sure Clint's waiting on a text from you.
Oh, my God. This episode has been a lot. It's been very heavy. I still have some moonshine left. I'm probably going to drink it.
I was going to ask, you drinking turpentine this week? Because that's the only step up from fucking moonshine.
No, I haven't drank yet today, but I got high. I probably shouldn't get high for the show because I feel like I didn't have any idea what was going on.
Just drink moonshine every time. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay. Sweet dreams, nighty night. Dream of that pussy being tight
and clean. Always clean. Make that pussy clean. Yeah. So anyway, we will be back next week to bore and harass you people some more. And I guess that's really it. I do want to say that, like I said, I'm trying to get GoPro to sponsor us because we do pay to have this done, and I refuse to beg people for fucking money. It's just not going to happen. So hopefully we can get sponsored by a couple companies that I've reached out to. If not, we may have to sell some podcast-specific merchandise to fund this, because it's not pulling money in, and I'm just, to me, it's not a good business move. I can't see throwing money out the window like that. So, however it works out, whatever happens, we may have some Plan B podcast merchandise coming to you guys soon, and it's strictly to support the podcast. So, anyway. All right. I guess that's it. And, always remember to be a good girl for Daddy, you fucking whores. Bye-bye!